Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
This is the Even Your KDUB Lubbock, the station that gives you the best and lets the others give you the rest. Time at the electronic tone will be 8 Central Standard Time.
It's 0800 hours, Naval Observatory time. Here from the KDUB News Bureau is the 9th Monday edition of the news. This edition through the courtesy of Ray's Furriers and Cleaners, 243419. Copenhagen. Government sources in Copenhagen say Denmark and Norway both would refuse to accept offers of intermediate-range missiles for their defenses. Such offers are expected to be made during the NATO summit meetings in Paris this month. Those sources said that the two countries also have agreed not to accept any offer of nuclear warheads for short-range U.S. missiles expected to be delivered to them during 1958. Gettysburg. President Eisenhower is scheduled to return to Washington around midday, possibly setting the stage for a brief appearance before his cabinet late this afternoon. Richmond, Virginia. The 62nd session of the American Association of Colleges and Secondary Schools opens during today. One of the problems to be aired is the ouster of 3 Texas Tech professors earlier in the year. That association is recognized as the accrediting agency for schools such as Tech. Lubbock. A 52-year-old suspect is being held this morning as an aftermath of a fatal stabbing in southeast Lubbock about 2 a.m. That victim, John McCoy Nelson, 35, of 1711 Avenue B, died at Methodist Hospital about 4 a.m. Claremont. 1 person was killed, 3 others were injured in a car-truck collision 5 miles west of Claremont late last night. Dead is 37-year-old Howard L. Tierney of 1519 28th Street here in Lubbock. Washington. It may be disclosed later in this day whether President Eisenhower will set in on tomorrow's briefing of the congressional leaders of both parties at the White House. Top congressional Democrats and Republicans will be told what the administration has in mind in the defense and foreign policy fields, with the accent on the forthcoming NATO summit talks. Atlantic City. A 3-day convention of the Bastille-Pavel CIO building trades opens during this day in the Atlantic area amid speculation that the 3.5 million member group might move to secede from the parent union. Moscow. A spokesman for the Moscow Planetarium says that the rocket, which accompanied the first Russian Sputnik into orbit, would burn out very soon, perhaps tomorrow or the day after. But scientists in this country, Britain and Japan, have expressed the belief that the carrier rocket is already down. Cape Canaveral, Florida. A reliable source at Cape Canaveral, Florida, has indicated that there will be no firings during this day of any of the country's big missiles. The only definite word is that the Vanguard rocket will be fired by Wednesday morning. Big Spring. Officials of the long-delayed proposed Howard County Airport will have final plans and specifications ready for the CAA approval within 1 week. The federal agency has previously approved the master plan for that project. Sports-wise, Abilene Christian College basketballers invade Lubbock tonight for a game with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. That game opens the season for both teams. And the clash of Abilene and Amarillo highlight the Texas schoolboy football schedule during this week as the fight for the 4 state champions enters its quarter round in the finals. The Abilene-Amarillo game is the one that they've all been waiting for. It's the battle that will stop the greatest winning streak in schoolboy history or dash the hopes of Amarillo's Golden Sandies for a return to the high position that they once held. And the 3-time state 4A champion and winner of the 48 straight, Abilene, will probably be the underdog in the game. It's been conceded since the season started that Amarillo had the top team in the state of Texas. That's all the news that is news. Now from Hollywood, Jimmy Fiddler.
This is Jimmy Fiddler, KDUB's exclusive Hollywood reporter, reporting news from Cinemaland to the Eddie Gale Show. Hollywood may be in for a real blockbuster surprise one day soon, and I do mean an announcement that Nancy Sinatra, Frankie's ex-wife, and Hugh O'Brien, who plays Wyatt Earp on television, are making wedding plans. No one has taken their date seriously, no one, that is, except O'Brien and Mrs. Sinatra. An unimpeachable source tells me that only Nancy's religion is standing in the way of sudden marriage. Producer-director Stanley Kramer is thinking about turning actor. In order to cast Inherit the Wind, he found that he could only get stars by giving away about 70% of the gross of the picture. Kramer said the only way to make money today is to star in his own productions. Now back to our main studio. This is Jimmy Fiddler saying good luck to you, and I do mean you.
Have you ever had clothing to be taken to the cleaners, but just didn't want to take the time to dress for getting out? You know what I mean. Well, that's no longer necessary. Now, Bray's Cleaners and Furriers invites you to use their convenient drive-in service. Just take the clothes you need cleaned by Bray's, 2434 19th Street, and drop them off. You need never leave your car. Bray's offer expert personalized attention on all cleaning. And when the clothes are completed, they're placed in individual plastic bags. Bray's also specialize in alterations and mending. So for cleaning that's very clean with no odor, why not take your cleaning to Bray's Cleaners and Furriers, 2434 19th. Phone Porter 34654 for prompt pickup and delivery service. The number again, Porter 34654.
Here's the weather outlook for Plainview, Levelland, Post, Brownfield, Rawls, Lubbock, and vicinity for today. Increasing high clouds and occasionally windy. Continued mild with the highs across the area in the 60s. Lubbock's high about 65 degrees. West to southwesterly winds are from 10 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly fair. Little change in the temperature. Windy at times with the lows across the area in the 20s. Lubbock's low 25. Southerly winds tonight at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, clear to partly cloudy and cooler with the highs across the area in the 50s. Lubbock's high 56 degrees. Conditions will remain mostly favorable for outside operations for the next few days with dry weather continuing. KDUB 8:05 weather, cloudy skies, high thin broken clouds now above the KDUB Weather Center. 24 degrees our present reading. West-southwesterly winds at KDUB at 10 miles an hour. Relative humidity now 83%. That's the weather and the news as compiled 24 times daily by the KDUB News Bureau with the largest news staff in Lubbock Radio. This edition through the courtesy of Bray's Furriers and Cleaners, 2434 19th Street. Next edition of the news in 55 minutes brought to you by Hub Laundry, 2107 19th.